In the heart of the former Soviet Union, there stands a building shrouded in darkness and mystery. Once, it was a psychiatric hospital, a place designed to heal broken minds. But today, all that remains are ruins, crumbling walls, broken windows, and silence wrapped in fog. Yet silence here is deceptive. Locals whisper of footsteps echoing at night, of screams carried by the wind, and of voices that no one can explain. Some believe these are the spirits of lost patients, forever trapped inside. Others insist the truth is darker. Secret experiments, hidden deep within these halls. Tonight we enter this place to discover what remains of its haunting past. History of the hospital, 1:30-6. This psychiatric hospital was built in the 1950s, during the height of Soviet control. It stood as a massive complex, with long corridors, strict architecture, and wards designed to keep patients under constant watch. Officially, its purpose was clear: to provide treatment and rehabilitation for the mentally ill. But unofficially, the truth may have been far more sinister. Stories spread that not only the mentally unwell were locked behind these walls, political dissidents, free thinkers, and so-called undesirable citizens were brought here, cut off from the outside world. Once inside, few ever left. Some rumors speak of experiments conducted in secrecy, experiments that blurred the line between medicine and cruelty. Although no official documents survive to confirm these stories, the legends remain, echoing through every broken corridor. Decades later, the hospital fell silent. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, the building was abandoned, left to decay. Today, when you step inside, the air feels heavy. Corridors stretch into darkness, their walls covered in peeling paint. Rusting hospital beds remain where patients once lay. Broken glass crunches beneath your feet, and strange symbols and writings still linger on the walls. The silence is broken only by the sound of wind through shattered windows, by the creak of old doors, and by the unsettling feeling that you are not alone. This is more than a ruin. It is a place where the past refuses to die, where fear itself seems to have taken residence in the shadows. Over the years, the hospital has attracted urban explorers, thrill seekers, and paranormal investigators. Many of them tell the same unsettling stories. In the dead of night, some claim to hear doors slamming shut, even though no wind can reach inside. Others have seen shadows moving along the walls, flickering just beyond the beam of their flashlights. Cameras malfunction, batteries drain suddenly, and strange interference fills the air. One group of explorers swears they heard the sound of chains dragging across the floor. Another captured a voice, faint, almost desperate, whispering in Russian, "Don't leave me here." Skeptics dismiss these stories as tricks of the imagination. But for those who've been inside, the experience is all too real. And the deeper you go into the hospital, the stranger the presence feels, as if the building itself is alive. Legends of the hospital go far beyond simple ghost stories. Whispers of secret experiments still circulate to this day. Some say that during the 1970s, patients were subjected to experimental treatments, methods meant to silence the mind. Electroshock therapy, chemical sedatives, and sensory deprivation chambers were reportedly used. But there are darker rumors. Rumors that political prisoners were tested with psychological torture, hidden from public view. A few documents hint at the existence of an underground wing, sealed off and erased from official records. According to these stories, it was here that the most forbidden experiments took place. No one knows if these tales are fact or fiction, but when standing in front of a rusted steel door in the basement, one cannot help but feel something once happened here, something that should never be uncovered. Today, the hospital remains abandoned, a skeleton of the past. But despite its decay, it continues to hold power over those who dare to enter. Is it truly haunted, or is it the weight of human suffering that lingers in the air? The answer may never be clear. What we do know is this: every wall, every room, every echo tells a story of lives forgotten, a story of fear, silence, and shadows that refuse to fade. Perhaps the hospital is not just haunted by spirits. Perhaps it is haunted by memory itself. And for anyone who steps through its gates, one thing becomes certain. Once you enter, you will never forget the feeling of being watched by something or someone still trapped inside. Those who grew up in the nearby town remember the hospital not only as a looming silhouette on the horizon, but as a place of fear. Parents used to warn their children, "Stay away from the gates or they will take you inside." For many, this was just a way to keep kids from wandering too far. But for others, it carried a darker truth. Locals tell stories of buses arriving late at night, their windows covered, their passengers silent. No one ever saw those people return. Some old workers, guards, and nurses, now elderly, still refuse to speak about what happened behind those walls. When asked, they simply shake their heads or change the subject. One former orderly, interviewed decades later, described the hospital with just 3 words: silence, pain, obedience. But even he refused to go into detail. There are also whispers of a fire in the Eastern Wing, a blaze that destroyed dozens of patient records. Officially, no lives were lost. Unofficially, no one knows how many perished that night. Explorers who dared to venture below ground claim the basement is unlike the rest of the hospital. The upper floors are ruins, broken glass, fallen plaster, rusting metal. But the basement feels preserved, almost frozen in time. Strange markings appear on the walls. Numbers, dates, phrases written in chalk or carved into the concrete. Some of them are desperate messages. "Help me." Others are nothing but numbers, repeated endlessly, as if someone was forced to write them again and again. In one of the lowest chambers, visitors described finding chairs with leather restraints bolted to the floor. Nearby, thick steel doors lead to narrow cells, their walls scratched by fingernails. One story tells of a locked room that no one has ever managed to open. The door is welded shut, and behind it, faint scratching is said to echo, even today. For some, this is proof of paranormal presence. For others, it is proof that something physical and horrifying was once hidden there. So what truly happened within these walls? Were these just the tragedies of mental illness, abandoned to history? Or was this building a darker tool, a prison for minds that dared to think differently? Whatever the truth, this hospital has become a monument to fear itself. Its ruins stand as a reminder of how fragile the human mind is, and how easily power can twist medicine into something monstrous. Those who leave the hospital never forget it. The sound of their own footsteps echoing in empty corridors, the cold air that clings to their skin, the heavy silence that follows them, even after they step outside. And for some, the feeling that a part of them never truly left. That the hospital, with all its shadows, all its memories, all its echoes, took something from them. Something they may never get back. Perhaps that is why the locals avoid it. Not because of ghosts, not because of legends, but because they know the truth. Some places are not meant to be entered, and this hospital may be one of them.